I've seen that you've done a lot of work with kids. What does that picture there, balancing life, mean?
All right. So within the professional's life, or just within everyday life, forget professional football or whatnot.
Okay.
We're always going through, there's always some form of stress or a pressure or a situation that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And emotionally, sometimes we don't know how to balance the emotions within the situation. Now, throughout football, I've had to take real accountability of situations to stay in the game as long as I have.
Okay.
Whereas a lot of people tend to blame. Now, it's easy to turn around and say, oh, you're to blame. It's your fault this happened. It's your fault that happened. But what I noticed was that vastly taking accountability, whether like we conceded a goal or not, I was able to have more control of my own emotions and the situation itself.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Views from Inside. And today I'm joined by professional footballer, one who was a footballer who became the highest appearance holder for Yeovil Town in the Football League. Someone who's actually played for Jamaica national team as well. And also, he turned vegan way before vegan became cool. So we're going to talk about that. Chesterfield Player of the Year, voted by the fans and the team. And he's also someone who played against my club, Manchester United. And I remember him clattering into Sanchez, giving him a bit of, I don't know. You don't support Arsenal, do you?
Nah, no.
It's Nathan Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming through, Nathan, man.
No problem, man.
Thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. You know, I've been looking forward to doing this podcast for a while. And the reason being is because you seem like the person or the type of person that is just like me. And what I mean by that is I've had a look at you. You know, you've got your jumper on there, one Nathan Smith. So we're going to discuss that, what that's about. But I've had a look at your website and everything. And you want to give that insight into what life's really about. Insight into the professional football game. And that's basically what this show is about. That's what I want to do is give, that's why it's called Views from Inside, is because I want to give the realism of what goes on behind closed doors. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is within football, you can transfer a lot of these life skills into other things. So it's just about exploring that. So yeah, man, thanks again for coming through. So we actually grew up in the same area back in the day. So I've known Nathan for a while, went to the same secondary school, but I didn't actually ever see you play. So I heard...
You got a couple of years above.
Yeah. So there's a few years there, but I always heard about your footballing ability. And a lot of the mans weren't surprised when you made it professional. So was you ever surprised when you made it? Did that ever come as a surprise to you?
Honestly, it was like a yes and a no because I never forget growing up. You remember Adrian?
Yeah.
He epitomized as to us like what it would take to be a professional, even though he hadn't signed anywhere yet, because he had it all. He had the tricks. He could do everything. You know what I mean? Like, you name it, he could do. And I remember used to play for Enfield, and I think it was in the youth team. I think it might have been the under 16s or whatnot at that time. And I remember one of the coaches turning around and saying, like, if he can't make it, none of you lot are gonna make it.
See,
I'll never forget that. Yeah. But because of what he could do, I actually believed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when man was just playing ball, it was just for the sake of like real enjoyment,
just
and
enjoying
just
it.
Keep going, and not even because I think it got to a point where Rooney come on the scene.
Yeah.
He scored that goal against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And it was like, it had that feel of like, all right, if the way the media constructed it was like, if you haven't made it as a professional by 16 or within the academy setup, you wasn't going to get there. So it was just like, all right, cool. Like, man, just play ball in it. So when it eventually happened, it was like, raw, you know what I mean? All right, cool, I've signed. And then, you know, playing the first game, coming on against Hartlepool, it was like, raw, like, I'm here now, innit?
Yeah. So do you believe then that's a myth that if you don't make it by the age of 16, then you can't make it.
100% a myth.
Okay.
Because you're seeing it now, like a lot of teams take chances because, especially at the lower level, the money isn't the same as up in the higher levels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as time goes on, like the financial structure, everything keeps changing.
Yeah.
And a lot of professional clubs, whether it be like League One, League Two, they're willing to take that chance on players in the lower leagues, because if it gives them success, then they're laughing because they've saved money and they're gaining rewards at the same time.
Because if I'm honest with you, until you said that, I've always felt that as well, that if you haven't made it by a certain age, then you can't. But I guess I'm thinking about Premier League, and there's more to football than just Premier League, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. But again, it's how the media portray it. So I can't blame you for thinking that, and I can't blame myself for feeling that way as well, because literally the way it's just programmed into us all the time, you just feel like, well, there's no real glorification upon like League One, League Two or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like you can see a game could happen and a man might do something similar to maybe what someone in the top level does.
Yeah.
And there's no real acknowledgement.
Yeah.
You know, technically it could be the same.
Yeah.
But the acknowledgement is not there, so it's just like whatever.
And do you think that that's something that possibly needs to change going forward, or will ever change? That because obviously we're seeing now that there's more of a spotlight on women's football, which was never there before. Do you think that's something that maybe happen down the line, where there's a little bit more of a spotlight happens on the lower leagues? Or is this just, there's no money in it for them?
That's
really?
where the main thing is, isn't it? Like where the money is where you're going to see a lot more stuff on TV. But I don't know, it could change in the sense that because the internet is becoming its own TV station itself. True. With people building up their own profiles and stuff like that, content guy may be viral from time to time. Like only time can tell, to be honest. Like I do feel like things are leveling out, but the pace of it, who knows?
Yeah, that's true. Because there's even football teams now that have their own YouTube channel, isn't it? Yeah. And that they post games and they've got like huge following that I've been shown to by some friends. So
them Sunday League ones, like and I think what it is that people that watch football, they want that real connection. Yeah. So whereas the Sunday League teams, like when they're winning, they've actually got that passion and they've got the cameras inside. They're actually getting to see what's happening, the frustrations. They feel involved. Whereas at the high level clubs, you can't really bring the cameras inside in it because tactics are going off and things are happening and whatnot. And there's that element where you just don't want that to be seen. So that's why I think there's some YouTube clubs that are like getting like sometimes like they're like 3,000 fans coming to their games and stuff like that. And it's just because of the connection they're able to have with the viewer.
Makes sense. So as you're going forward, as you've already said, is that you sort of thought if you don't make it by this age, so you was just playing for enjoyment. So did you ever have the ambition to keep trying to become professional, or was it then you just literally gave up and was literally just playing?
I remember thinking, you know what, I had to set up a website and sell music, because them times there, me and my uncle used to DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're like, you know what, might as well just make some mix CDs and because at that time there, money could be made off that at the same time. You know what I mean? So I don't know whether to say, in the back of my mind, maybe that hope possibly was given up, but because I enjoyed football so much, it was just always play. Like, you know, we go New River, cool, we play. Went to a football academy, like with Cornell College, playing football. You know what I mean? Like, got told loads of lies, you know, man dressing up within a whole Chelsea outfit, making it seem like, yo, like, I've got the link.
Serious?
I never had no link.
Oh my gosh.
As a young you're going to see a man, them times then, when you got the full trackie, remember that you couldn't really go to the shop and buy a club tracksuit. So you had to kind of have a link somewhere, innit? So he was obviously saying to us, like, I've got the link with Chelsea and whatnot. Didn't do anything for anyone. So there was that element of like, all right, cool, but just enjoy the football whilst we're there, innit? So we just go everywhere. Like, we used to playing for Wolverhampton Forest, traveling up there, playing there, Enfield, traveling there. So it was just keep going, and obviously then Potter's Bar, keep going, and then that's where the rest of it happened.
So we're gonna come back to that. I don't know if you guys, well, you will see, those that are watching this on YouTube, you will see that we've got a lot of pictures on the screen. Nathan does a lot. There's a lot more to Nathan than I actually knew until I started to connect with him recently. So this one here, perfect timing. Balancing life.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. So I've seen that you've done a lot of work with kids.
Mm-hmm.
What does that picture there, balancing life, mean?
All right. So within the professional's life, or just within everyday life, forget professional football or whatnot.
Okay.
We're always going through, there's always some form of stress or a pressure or a situation that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And emotionally, sometimes we don't know how to balance the emotions within the situation. Now, throughout football, I've had to take real accountability of situations to stay in the game as long as I have.
Okay.
Whereas a lot of people tend to blame. Now, it's easy to turn around and say, oh, you're to blame. It's your fault this happened. It's your fault that happened. But what I noticed was that vastly taking accountability, whether like we conceded a goal or not, I was able to have more control of my own emotions.
Yeah.
And the situation itself. Then, we have our own analysis of the situation. And then so it was like, when I'm preying everything, I'm like, all right, well, before man go bed, I don't man like analyze the day, innit? Like, what went wrong, what went right, how were my interactions were with people, like, could I have dealt with that a bit differently? Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like you're having that self-reflection every evening. It ain't got to be long. It's just literally like just running through the day, like a quick map of like what happened, and just little small things like, I let someone out. That's a positive. You know what I mean? I'm driving, I let a woman drive out, like just small little things, you know what I mean? Just to understand like what you're trying to do and whatnot. So like I said, so we're facing pressures every day in life, and it was like, well, there was a situation where my mum almost lost her life.
Okay. When
I was at Yeovil. So she was in London. She weren't eating. She was saying she was eating, but my family's going around the yard and they can see, listen, she's not eating nothing. She couldn't even turn on the blender them time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
so she was that bad.
That bad, you know what I mean? She was 1 grade away from something being cancerous as well. So she was deteriorating massively. So I had to bring her down to Yeovil. But at that time, I didn't tell anyone, because within the football environment, you have to understand at the same time that the manager needs his 3 points as well.
Yeah.
So.
But do you think that's right though? Bearing in mind that the way I look at football is still a working environment. Mm-hmm. So whilst a manager has his objectives, do you think that excuses the fact that a player doesn't feel that he can come to him with his problems?
All right. You say it's a working environment, yeah? But if you talk to any footballer, the environment is completely different to what a working environment would be.
Okay.
Some things that get said within football could never be said in a working class environment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's his own world away from the world.
Okay.
So it's, again, like taking it for what it is, whether you feel like something's right or wrong, it's just understanding the situation. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the manager has to look out for himself as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but then it could take for that manager to, show a different sort of emotion towards the players and whatnot to make them feel, listen, you can come to me for X, Y, and Z. But throughout my time of being a footballer, it was like, sometimes if you made a mistake and something was going off outside of football, okay, that's the reason. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, my contract was up for renewal that season as well. And it was like, like, how do I balance this out? This is mad. Like, I could lose my mum. I could lose a football contract here. Then there was an element of like, my auntie, one of my aunties who's like, one of my closest aunties, you know what I mean? And it's like, I couldn't even get in contact with her because she was going for her own thing at the same time.
Okay.
So it's like, flipping it, like, what is going to happen here? You know what I mean? So obviously I've got my mum up and going into training every day. And I have to do so many things in order to balance out, all right, how do I best look after my mum?
Yeah.
She needs stuff in the morning, like got to make her smoothies and make sure she takes her supplements and all these things.
Yeah.
And there's that element of knowing that when the body's on its way out, it will say a lot of hurtful things.
Yeah.
But I have to understand that's not my mum there. Do you know what I mean? Where some people will take it as like, how's someone so close to me saying things like that?
Yeah.
But
so that's the perspective side of it, isn't it?
You understand?
Yeah.
But one thing I've always said is that you see in this life, like when we come into this world, like it's only we come to this life pure, innit? Like it's straight love. There's nothing else apart from good intentions.
That's right.
But as life goes on, we've kind of run off programs from what society tells us or parents or whatever, you know. So I know this ain't my mum in control right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not her. All right, cool. I've got to take some of these nasty words that are being said at her. Not like nasty, but
I get what
it's
you mean.
hurtful regardless. You know what I mean? Like, cool. How do I maneuver this? All right, cool. Boom. Sometimes she's still not even taking some of the things that she'd be like, to like making her this movie. She's not really drinking it. I remember one time coming on from ball and I gave her my bedroom because the ensuite was right there. You get me? So it made it easier for maneuver. I remember I walked in, so obviously you know you're going to be checking to make sure little things are... I remember looking in the sink. But she was so weak that she's obviously forgotten to get rid of the evidence.
Yeah.
So the smoothie is in the sink. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not how it's meant to be going, isn't it? So like I said, she was still struggling all these things, and it was like, like now emotionally, it's getting to me now, innit? Because I'm thinking, where's my auntie? Can't even get through to my auntie. Like, she's not picking up. Like I said, she's going for her own thing, and it's like, all I need is one joke from my auntie to kind of like reset me, and I feel good. I'm like, all right, I've got to respect the fact my auntie's going for her own thing. All right, cool, boom. How can I deal with this now, innit? So again, when we talk about balance in life, we have to learn to embrace our emotions, because we all suffer the same emotions. Like, there's not one person that has different emotions to another. It's just how we deal with it. And if you allow society to dictate that as a man we can't do this, or as a man we can't do that, then it's our own doom. You get me? So I remember, cool, I went upstairs and I said, all right, I know what I need to do right now. I got an emotion where I need to cry. I need to get out my system. So I said, all right, cool, I'll give myself 5 minutes. Boom. Cried it all out. I said, all right.
So what was that like as a footballer and a man to acknowledge the fact that it's okay to cry? Again, does that take a process to get to that point?
It does. It takes a self-awareness process, because, all right, we need to learn how to cut out the jargon of what's being placed into our life. Like, all right, whether you believe in the Bible or Quran or whatever, like, in the beginning, man and woman, cool. And like, that was all there was. Like, we look at it, English language was made up. Telepathy is something where sometimes where you may not have to say anything, but I can understand what you're saying. We're all connected to one source when we deep it properly. So, all right, when we look at it from that end, and it's like, oh, well, certain words are then made up. That wasn't obviously a concept back in the day.
True.
So you start understanding that a lot of these concepts that are being put into us, it's like say it like a prison, an invisible prison. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, again,
and we're all living in the confines of that space.
This is it. You know what I mean? So sometimes you feel the man in jail is in a worse place, when effectively he may have gained peace of himself, but you're out here in the jail and you don't even see it, because you're living in this confinement of like whatever these words or whatever these other societies are kind of bringing towards you. So I kind of learned that from a bit early, like, all right, like, I have these emotions, so I've got to lay it out to make sure, you know, I can best deal with situations. So you always have that question, can a man do this or can a man do that? But sometimes it gets to a point where bun all of that, innit? Because at the end of the day, there's a situation at hand right now, innit? So boom, I lay it all out. 5 minutes later, I remember, like, I was just cool after, because now I knew, all right, cool, all right, I can do this. I could just see everything clearer now. Like, all right, do this, do that, do this, do that, boom. It was just like the whole map was laid out. Do you know what I mean? And then it was so interesting because that same day we had to travel. And
with Yeovil,
Yeah, with Yeovil. I don't know where we had to travel to. So bear in mind, I've done that. I've acknowledged all of that. I've done that. Got on the coach, and guess who calls me?
Your auntie.
My auntie. And I'm like, nah, this is mad. This is like, it's mad. So I'm like, yo, where you be? Like, listen. And she's like, nah, I'm just doing it. I said, listen, auntie, listen, as long as anything you need to do. Like, simple, like, I respect it. Just make sure, just from time to time, just make man know that you're good. You know what I mean? Because I said, I need a little strength from you to deal with all of this. And I said, I don't want to be telling you what's going on with my mum. Because she's going for her own thing as well.
Her own stuff,
You know what I mean? So again, it's to help in that whole balancing element. All right, cool. So like I said, so when I go into the schools or any event that I'm at, I just try and get them to understand that we need to, as much as people say energy, we need to really understand what energy is. In its simplest terms, it's a vibration that's constantly moving. So in all sense, all right, cool. Let's just say this is this is a problem.
Okay.
And it's constantly moving. Yeah. Now, the problem comes in front of you. If something's constantly moving and you gave it no meaning, what's going to happen?
It's going to keep going.
It's going to keep going, isn't it? Yeah. But if the problem comes in front and you attach to it, what happens?
It's going to stay there.
You move to the left, it goes with you. You move to the right, it goes with you, innit? So it's finding the balance within that. Okay. Do you know what I mean? So I get them to understand, all right, what is the mind, innit? Yeah. Because we're always going to have these thoughts. Sometimes we have these mad thoughts and whatever. So I do this thing where I say, all right, see this word here, tying. Yeah. After 3, say it to yourself without making any noise. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And what I would then say is, all right, well, what was that voice that you heard? Because it didn't come from your voice box.
No.
But you heard it clearly. And if you close your eyes, you could change that color of white writing to whatever color you wanted.
True.
So it's understanding that, all right, these things are happening like every day in our life. And it's about finding that balance to understand that some of these thoughts, they're not us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The emotions, they're not us. They're just passing by like a cloud. But the minute we attach to them, they become us.
So you talk to kids about this and going off, because this is why I like doing these type of conversations, just going off slightly topic away from football. Do you think that we should have these type of conversations more with our children in schools, or do you think that it needs to come from home first of all?
Home number 1.
Yeah.
All right, for example, I've never watched Top Boy, because sometimes like I watch these shows and it feels like the same kind of thing that we just constantly see. Now, I've got no qualms with it to a degree, because again, like this is our society or whatever. But again, like watching the first episode and I was just hearing the F word every other sentence, and it was like, bruv, like no one don't talk like that, man. Like it become frustrating, innit?
Yeah.
You know, but I thought, you know what? I want to watch it with my sister, because for me, I'm like, she lives in the area.
Yeah.
So she's going to be exposed to some of these things. So, all right, cool. Let's watch this. Let's see what situations pop up.
Yeah.
Pause it. All right, let's speak about this. Do you know what I mean? Like, get her to see the situations in a certain way and then get her to express her views.
Yeah. And
if I feel like she's potentially going wrong with it, all right, how do I word it in a way to help her understand what possibly would be the best thing to do?
Yeah.
You know, I even said to her about the bad bitch.
Yeah.
I said, you hear that in a lot of music, don't you? Like when it's played, she's like, yeah. So I said, do you know that it's disrespectful? And she's like, yeah. So I said, kept it simple. I said, any guy that is calling you that, just know that there's gonna be no respect towards you.
Yeah.
Facts being that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I said, and again, like, yeah, she may be young, but we can't shy away from these situations, because there's gonna become a point where she's gonna like a boy. Like, come on, man, I have to keep it honest, whether you're a father or whatever.
I know.
We can't shy away from it.
I know. It's coming, Nathan. I got an 8-year-old daughter. I know it's coming.
Do you know what I mean? So like, we make it once I feel like having the conversations from early.
Yeah.
In a way where it's allowing them to problem solve.
Yeah.
Then all right, cool. Like again, because remember, we can't do nothing when they're in that situation. Because remember, at the end of the day, you can give someone as much advice as possible. It's what they do.
Yeah.
Within that moment, but at least as a brother, I can turn around and say, all right, cool. If she does, in a sense, go to make a decision down the line, I can say, you know what? I've done as much as I could within a certain period of time to help her make the decision. Whether she makes that right one or not, it's down to her.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, mistakes are going to be made. None of us are perfect. It's just about, all right, we make a mistake. How do we learn from it? And then try our best to not make that situation again.
So you didn't go through the channels of, you know, playing for your Spurses or your Arsenal youth or anything like that. You was playing, was it Enfield? Was it non-league you was playing? Yeah.
Enfield.
And then you got to, what was it? Potter's Bar was after.
Yes, at Enfield, and then Wolverhampton Forest.
And then Wolverhampton Forest, and then Potter's Bar.
Yeah.
So within that process, do you think, I understand that you didn't quite go through that, but the people that do start with your Spurs and your Arsenal, do you think that there's enough being talked about and taught about just like what we're speaking now, in the sense that these are the things that can happen. This is how you prepare for it later on down the line in a football sense, because we see loads of, they're going to have loads of issues in the football game. How to deal with the media, how to deal with outside pressures, money, all of this stuff. Do you think that is talked about enough in the early stages?
I can't 100% answer that one because I've not been in that environment. Do you know what I mean? But
I see
some people that I do come across throughout my career, you know, who've come on loan. It doesn't seem like that's been spoken about a lot of the time, because the way some man will spend money, or they've been in the casino, you can just see like the way their emotions take control of them. You know what I mean? And then for me, it's clear to see like, all right, well, something's being missed out here.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, if they now fail, they're just kind of forgotten of.
Yeah.
And the reason why a lot of issues then stem is because for some people, all they know is a professional contract.
Yeah.
I remember talking to this physio one time, and she was saying, one of the young Arsenal players, their only way to communicate with their mum was via money. So they had no real sociable skills or anything. So when I say buy money, it was, all right, whether it be buying her flowers, we'll start a conversation.
Yeah.
Whether it be buying some food, it was a conversation. Like, generally couldn't talk to his mum without that, because when he lost his contract, that was it. It was a complete breakdown.
That was it. When you started off, what do you think separated you from the others? Because you've gone from non-league to professional. Am I right in saying that? And when you went from Potter's Bar to Yeovil, you went on a trial, and there was others that went on a trial with you.
Yeah.
And did they make it?
No.
What was different about you?
From what I can remember was just that I was just, as they called it, I was raw.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't do what you would think people would expect someone to do. So it would be like, where most times you would kick the ball, I might just try and take someone on. And this is from like left back position or whatever. So it would throw people, and I was just being me in a sense, you know what I mean? And then I think what then made Russell Slade sign me was, I think when I got past Lee Peltier, who's at West Brom now, signed for West Brom the other day, because Eve, one of the best right backs that I've worked with, do you know what I mean? Like, one of them ones, like, just little small things that you notice growing up in the game.
Yeah.
And so when I got past him, it was like, oh, like, someone serious, because no one gets past Pelts.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it would be hard to say like what it was with the others, why they didn't make it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it could have been the environment, or it could have just been like, listen, like, there's too much similarities, or there's not that hunger. I don't know. But I just know my thing was, I think growing up, you're playing in a cage, and you never want to lose a battle in a cage, because it's embarrassing. If someone nutmegs you, or know, get past you, it's embarrassing. So that was always something that just always stayed with me. So I can't really say what it was with them like at the time, because I can't really remember. Yeah. But yeah, I just remember being the last person in Yeovil. And
do you believe then that when you transition to the professional game, that you can lose a lot of that rawness that made you who you were to even get in that position? Yeah,
100%. And I feel like that's where I've looked and I said, a great manager allows you to keep that expression, but add things to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas some will just say, all right, this is what we need. Boom. And it's difficult because within the League 1, League 2 kind of levels, like, they just need results.
Yeah.
So there's not really much time for, okay, like, let's take time with this player, let's take time with that person. Like, before, there was that little bit there because there was a lot more money within the game then, but as time's gone on, I think the money's kind of depreciated at the lower levels.
Yeah.
So it's like instantly just wanting results, and some managers not really taking that time out to really get to know their players and understand their players, which is why there's always been an issue sometimes with us, man, when we go to certain clubs, like being from London.
Yeah.
We'll get perceived a different way because rather than taking the time out to understand like where man are coming from or why we act the way we act certain times, it's perceived, oh, we might have a bad attitude, or well, it's not even that.
And that's another topic that I want to get into. For any young player watching this, what would you sort of advise them in a sense of things to avoid when coming through in the game?
Things to avoid. Just
maybe some distractions.
It's just identifying the wrong crowd. All right, simple. You want to be a professional. You want to be a footballer. It's as simple as, all right, what good players are you looking at to try and be like, in a sense? You know, who are you trying to model yourself around? All right. Now, you've got to set up yourself for like a timetable of what it is you want to do, or just certain goals that you're trying to aspire to, you know, to try and get there. You know, even down to visioning.
Okay.
You know, closing your eyes and visioning. Like, roll it back to when we were little youths and we visioned, because the mind doesn't know what's real or fake. So
just touching on that, you're somebody who meditates, right? And is that what meditation is visioning things? Or is it depends, more than that?
Because meditation really in the essence is just getting rid of any ills. So just calming the body, ridding any ills, any illnesses that you're going through. So for example, I got the full understanding of when I went to India.
Okay.
I done a 10-day silent retreat, which was no speaking, no reading, no writing, no eye contact.
For 10 days?
For 10 days.
Say that again. Repeat that again, please.
So yeah, I went to India on the 10-day silent retreat.
Listen to this, people, because in a day and age where we've got our smartphones and tablets and everything, 10 days of talk, Nathan, talk, because I'm interested to hear this.
So that was one picture afterwards. But
okay. So we got the pictures on the screen as well.
That was after. That was a not a homeless man, but a guy that was fixing shoes.
Okay.
And I just thought, let me get to know him in it.
Yeah.
So 10 days, no reading, no writing, no eye contact, no talking, no phones, no nothing. So if I look at you like that, we caught eyes like that. It's literally
just quickly.
Got to look away. And there was nothing religious about it, and all it was you know, going within to understand the body in its essence, and any ills or any be like diseases or anything that you could be any illness that you could be facing. Like, it's basically going within and understanding that through meditation you're able to rid it. You know what I mean? So we had to sleep on metal beds. They had no toilet roll. They had like I just keep calling it the spray gun thing. And the hole in the ground. 3 meals a day, 14 plus hours meditation. I remember it taking me, I'm sure it was near enough like 2 minutes and something, to get a litre of water.
Wow.
So I had to go and walk, and obviously it was hot, scorching hot. I had to hand wash our own clothes as well.
Wow.
But it was really, so it was free as well. And what I got to understand was, with it being free, you had to drop your ego.
Okay.
So if you came in there and you say, for example, you paid £1, and then you got something to eat or whatever, and it was and like, as far as you're concerned, I paid £1, like, so I paid £1 for this.
Yeah.
But when you ain't paid nothing, you can't bring any ego in there. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, like, I get it. And then sleeping on the metal bed and the beds are low, you know, it's showing you, it's making you stay grounded. Understanding being grounded.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't realize that they didn't use toilet roll.
Yeah.
So I had gone there and I brought a toilet roll with me.
Yeah.
And I even brought a sleeping bag, because I don't know the conditions what I'm going to be in and whatnot. So when I'm there now, I'm like, all right. So I was like, because in the beginning, when you get there, you can talk. So I said to one of the brothers, I think it was a Scottish guy, I said, they've only run out of toilet roll, innit? It's a good one. I've got some. Yeah, good one. And the brother he said, nah, they don't use her. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, no, he said that little spray thing or the bucket and the hand. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going off here? So I'm like, all right. Now, a lot of people, I feel like I'm not going to be able to do this 10 days.
Yeah.
So that's one battle already, because I've now gone and I'm thinking, geez, like, because the reason why I went there, because I just said I wanted to learn more about myself.
Okay.
And it's like, I knew what I was saying, but I didn't know what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because now I'm there and I'm like, Ross, like, I'm in India.
Like, no turning back now.
There's no turning back.
Pot committed.
Yeah, like, it was weird, because leading up to it was weird as well, because I remember going to Amsterdam with my brethren for his birthday, and it was weird. Like every restaurant we went to, it was only for less than 24 hours, but every restaurant we went to, there was only a space next to him. And I was like, okay. And then when I got back, my dad come check me. My dad's a man that wears suits.
Yeah.
My dad's turned up in the yard to my house in the same black Nike tracksuit and a red rucksack. Never seen my dad with a rucksack in his life, apart from a briefcase.
Okay.
So I'm like,
some signs.
Yeah, then me, him, and my mum were taking pictures, and I'm like, no, like what's?
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
And then I remember linking my uncle to get my visa, and then more time me and my uncle was like, well, go on, like, boom, little more.
Yeah.
So I've gone to say, yeah, safe. Uncle said, no, show me some love. Like, I said, nah, I'm dying. I'm dead. That's what I'm thinking. It's the end of me now, innit? So obviously now I've got to India and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is a bit, you know what I mean? But to be honest, once I got to the retreat, it actually felt like I was in a good place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So so like I said, we had to do all that, then the spray gun thing. And when they said about the toilet roll, I was like, oh my gosh. But I'm weighing it up. I'm like, all right, if I want to give an honest account of my experience, because I don't know any people that's done anything like this, especially within a football environment. All right, if I want to give an honest account, I can't use a sleeping bag.
Yeah. Because
even if I try and lie, it's going to bug me when I'm doing interviews.
Yeah.
You get me? I'm like, all right, cool. No sleeping bag. Toilet roll. So I got to learn how to use the spray gun thing.
Yeah. So
I tried the spray gun thing and it's a mad thing. Like, water spraying our eyes. It was mad. But afterwards, you kind of get the hang of it. Brother, it is way more hygienic than toilet paper.
There you go.
And I'm like, look at this, like, our culture sometimes, our society, can turn around and sometimes be like, these people are nasty.
Yeah.
But then it's like, hold on, like, but every room these men went into, their shoes are off. But I see a whole heap of man going into rooms and step in a whole heap of stuff, and they will step with their shoes and don't care in this country.
Yeah.
So that's where my understanding again was like, hold on, so how can some people be criticizing them, but then don't criticize themselves about certain other things? You know what I mean? Oh wait, so they use their hand to eat food. I start clocking, when man are getting they're using their hand to eat food, it seems like there's more of a taste to the food. Do you know what I mean? So there was that element there, but like I said, in the long run of it, all the meditation and then understanding like the energy within our body and flow is, if you're able to flow like the emotions, then all right, then they move away from you a lot more quicker. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I learned so much within that time there, and even coming out, I had a different feel. It was like my awareness was heightened because I could feel like a negative hit in my head sometimes, like on my right side vibrating. It was like, it didn't make any sense. And the reason why I find it interesting, because I've never smoked, I've never done anything, I don't drink. At that time, I hadn't drank for a year. That was the start of me not drinking again either, because I didn't really drink like that anyway. It's only like every now and then if I went out with a man.
Yeah.
And we didn't really go out that much. So I remember just feeling this negative, like it felt like a negative hit in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going off here? You know what I mean? And then I remember going to the zoo, and then to say, for example, like the toilet was about 30 yards away, but you still had to walk another 5 yards.
Yeah.
But as I got to like the 30 mark, my nose, like my senses on my nose were just heightened.
See.
So remember, I'm nowhere near the toilet,
Yeah.
But I could feel a different, and I'm like, whoa, what's going off here?
Yeah.
So only as I've got closer to the toilet, woof. So I've been alerted from a long time from my senses, because now obviously for 10 days, I'm really
you've been living a different type of life.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was going to step in the road one time, and I went to step, something said, don't step. And as I changed my foot pattern, a motorbike literally went straight past me. So I'm like, nah, like this ain't true. Like, because the world tells us these stuff ain't true, innit?
Yeah.
But I'm still getting this little negative hit. So like, it's letting me know something, but I can't understand it. So it's only when I got back to the hotel now, and I said, all right, cool. These times, I'll never forget, Batty Killer must have dropped some interview on stage, because he never does interviews. So I'm like, Killer,
Yeah.
So I've gone to listen to it, and like, my head still like starts going boof, boof, boof. So I said, you know what? Let me stop this. So I said, all right, cool. Let me put on some Chronics. this will sum everything up for me because he doesn't preach nothing negative, nothing bad. Boom. The right side stopped, and then like the left side was like a pleasant kind of sensation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is mad. Like, I'm basically now in tune with like what is good and what is harmful.
What is okay?
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
The experience was like second to none. Like probably the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it involved no talking.
Wow.
I remember turning my phone on, and I couldn't even turn the phone. I couldn't even look at the phone for longer than 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
My eyes literally were just hurting just because of the screen and stuff like that.
So it kind of goes to show about conditioning, doesn't it? Because you've gone away for 10 days and you've conditioned yourself in a different type of setting, and we're conditioned a different way. And, you know, what was it like when you went back and told your football teammates about what you done?
It was banter. Yeah, like it's simple because when you do things different within the environment, you're always going to get it. So I was expecting to that.
Yeah.
But the way I am, I can see man are preying it at the same time, because now when I'm doing certain exercises and like we're being timed or whatever, man are preying the whole India thing. So they might use it as joke, but they're noticing little subtle changes in it, in like the way I'm even completing certain exercises. You know, and like the way I'm reacting about certain situations is a lot more different to how I was before. So, but sometimes it started getting misunderstood. Whereas now, I remember one time the manager felt like I was getting a bit more soft.
Okay.
But it wasn't that. It was now I started moving in a way I was like, cool. If you're trying to wind me up on the pitch, cool. I'm like, all right, cool. Everything's good, man. Yeah. And I'll change the subject, because I'm like, all right, well, if I'm letting you know that I'm vexed with you, you're expecting me now to smash you or something, or I'm now if I'm going back and forth with you, then I know you're likely to smash me. So it was now starting working brain now, innit? So I'm like, cool, don't get involved in none of that. Yeah. Just cool, all right, everything good, boom. But now when Donny's got the ball, I know my timing. Yeah. So I know, all right, cool, because I'm not making him alert. I says, no, I'm gonna come and smash you. Yeah. Now when he's got it, woof. Like, but I'm making sure I'm getting the ball and him at the same time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But like, it was now getting looked at differently. Like, I'm not the same person as I was. Yeah. But I was more wiser in how I approach certain battles, because I don't want to get sent off. And furthermore, got to pay £8 for a yellow card.
Oh, is it?
I don't want to pay no £8. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, £8 is a lot of money come end of the month and you're getting yellow cards.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? My boy from Wigan, Sam Morsey, he's always getting booked. So I don't know how he does it, obviously, like, but I can't be taking £8.
So just touching on that then, in a professional football, you pay for yellow cards. Yeah. So in, say, a Premier League game, if you get a yellow card, does that come out of do you get fined for that? Or
I'm not sure again, innit? Like, but I'm guessing it probably be the same, innit? Like, I'm guessing it may be the same. Maybe some clubs may say, listen, like, we may not have the funds. I don't know how it works, but I just know it was coming out of my team. Okay. You know what I mean?
That's
and
interesting.
Then, like, if you got a red card, it was £30, but depending on the kind of
red card it was,
their manager might step in and say, boom, a week's wages or something like that. Yeah. So I got a red card one time, but I managed to speak to the gaffer and just, you get me?
Yeah. You was in tune, boy. You started to know how to influence people, innit? So we touched on ego. When you went to the retreat, it made you leave your ego at the door. Is that something, do you think that's a negative in football? Is the ego attached to it, or the ego from players?
Again, there's nothing wrong with ego, you know?
No?
Nah, bro. Like, this is what I'm going to say. All right, boom. You see this water here? Check your water for a second.
Yeah.
This is good, because you got to get hydrated, innit?
Yeah.
But if I turn around and lick this over your head, I can get done for assault, innit?
Oh, yeah. Do
you know what I mean? So there's good and bad in everything. Okay. But it's how are we going to
use it?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, there's some parts, all right, you need to have that ego balance, just not too high where you're too about yourself. Yeah. You need to have that ego there so you know you got the respect for yourself. But when it now starts coming in a way, it's now moving detrimental to other people. Yeah. Then like, all right, your ego is too high now, innit? So that's where we're trying again, or we're talking in the schools, trying to get everyone to understand the balance. It's like, so for example, like in the primary schools, I developed a presentation where where I'm talking about certain things, I also understand that visuals are key, especially with young kids.
Yeah.
So I found some of their favorite cartoons. So where I might be talking about meditation and calming down the mind, I'll have a video slide of Kung Fu Panda.
Okay.
Where I think it's the turtle where he throws something into the pond, into the river, and obviously you see the ripples.
Yeah.
And that is a reflection of the mind. Like when you're going through a lot of issues, like you can't see clearly, innit? But once the water settles, you can see your reflection clearly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's that element there, understanding the core, like how best kids understand certain things. Boom, boom, boom.
And that's what I wanted to ask actually is, are kids too young to understand meditation? But you've just explained it that they're not. It's just
kids
a case
follow you, innit?
Yeah.
Like you'll see in your household, you know, whatever you and your missus tend to do, they'll follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whether they understand everything clearly at that time is give or take, but as time goes on, they'll be able to understand.
Yeah. If we was to go back to your time at Yeovil, Yeovil's not near North London. It's a little way away. What was it like living away? How old was you when you signed for Yeovil, first of all?
I was 21.
21. So at 21, you've then gone and moved away. What was that like, moving away from all of your friends and family?
It wasn't that difficult in a sense that I was always a homeboy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't really travel far. Like certain areas I didn't go to just because there was nothing there for me.
Yeah.
Like me and the man would just play Monopoly on the corner really. But certain other people from London, they would struggle.
Yeah.
Because it was like now, it was like one nightclub, I couldn't even call it a club, it was like a bar.
Yeah.
So one bar. And in all fairness, it was just loads of white people.
Yeah.
Never used to that. I remember going into Asda one of the times and a little kid went, "Mummy, black man." So I was like, I didn't know how to take it.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like, so I remember calling my mom, I said, "Mum, like, some little youth just said da-da-da-da-da." And mum just went, "I know you got understanding it, like, he's probably not seen a black man before.
Yeah.
So he's just saying, "Mummy, black man," innit?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. So it's, again, moments like that where I'm grateful for, like, people that are around me, like my mum and people, because just to kind of help understand certain situations, because I wasn't angry, but I was a bit confused.
Yeah.
A bit annoyed, like, what's going on? Because you're trying to work out what's what.
Yeah.
Obviously my mum saying, let's go. My mum obviously has been working with kids for years, so she understands when they may have a little outburst and little things like that. So little thing like that, she was able to help me see.
Because you're 21 at the time and you're coming from London, so you're not going to be exposed to that type of reaction. So that must have been hard to take. What do the clubs do anything? Did Yeovil do anything to help that transition of you moving away? Or again, is it one of these things where it's down to you to figure it out? Yeah,
like nothing was done. It was literally, this is why I'm grateful for the likes of Terrell Forbes, Gavin Tomlin, Lee Peltier, can't remember who, Andre McCollin to the degree as well, but he hadn't been in that environment before himself, so he was similar to like me.
Yeah.
But it was like Terrell Forbes and Peltz and Tomlin, like we always used to sit in the house and just watch over the games.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, and then it was a thing of, all right, I need to remember, I'm now trying to fast track my learning.
Yeah.
I'm 21. So it was a thing, all right, cool, how are we going to maneuver this? So when these men are talking about football and we're watching the games and they're pausing it, these men were like the real, like, Gary Nevilles and Carragher at the time.
Yeah.
Forbes, you would, like, I don't think even Sky Digital, them thing they was working at them time. But them man, they were like that, like rewind back and boom.
And analyze proper.
Safe side and these time, I didn't even know about safe side and them stuff when I was 21.
Okay.
Like, that's how much knowledge I had about football in that sense. I just used to turn up and play. No one didn't really coach me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because you've done a leap from non-league to professional.
But some man still got the coaching element.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I turn around, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is how we're gonna maneuver it. Like, just anytime these lot spoke about football and sat down, let me learn. Peltz, you've been at Liverpool for how long?
Yeah.
Tomlin, you've been around. Forbes, you've been at QPR, West Ham, you played with Rio and all them back in the day. Like Joe Cole, like, let me learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just used to listen, ask questions, which I find I see a lot of the time that doesn't seem to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of players seem like they don't really ask a lot of questions of how did you get here? How did you do this? And and it's up to them if they want to do that or not. But I find like it's a fast tracking way of being able to stay in the game much longer and being honest.
And that's how you learn, really, isn't it? If you ask questions and you take an interest. If we was to look at Chesterfield, because you then moved on to Chesterfield, and you enjoyed some good times there. Player of the Year, voted by the fans and the club. You also, from what I understand, you won a league title with them as well.
Yeah.
What was your time like there? And that's closer to home as well, isn't it?
It's still far though. Yeah, it's still far. It was enjoyable, you know what I mean? Like, there's some up and down moments that you do get throughout any club.
Yeah.
You know, some moments where you're not playing. Even like, for example, like we won the St. Johnson's Pate Trophy. Enough good timing. That's the Wembley shot.
See, the energy is high today, boy.
Energy is high. You get me connecting.
Yeah,
but yeah, so that Wembley one, that Wembley year was the year where we got relegated.
Okay.
And I weren't featuring too much towards that St. Johnson's paint time.
Yeah.
But I think we had a player that was cup tied, so he couldn't play. So I kept, in a sense, being thrown in.
Yeah.
And then, you know, eventually we got to Wembley and it was like, boom, it's time.
You played at Wembley.
Yeah, and at once I didn't even expect to get picked because of how things were going at that time, innit?
Yeah.
But he said, yeah, like, you're playing. And I remember being up at about 3 a.m, couldn't sleep.
Wow.
Because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh. I remember speaking to Ada, my brother Adrian.
Yeah.
I'm like, brother, like, I don't know, like, I can't sleep. And 3 o'clock, got the game in the morning, you get me? Or the afternoon, I'm like, oh my gosh. But eventually it ended up well. You know, we won the game. Got man of the match as well.
Got man of the match?
Yeah, got man of the match.
Imagine that. So you couldn't sleep. I'm guessing you're nervous. And then you go and play and get man of the match. So what was it about your mindset going into that game then that enabled you to play to get man of the match? Did you do anything differently then that you had done? Any other, maybe a different ritual?
Really. I just feel like, because now these times we're playing against Richie.
Okay.
The one that, I can't remember his full name, but he's at Newcastle and he comes up again. So he's at
Matt Ritchie.
Matt Ritchie, yeah. So boom. Them times there, he is the man that season there, yeah? Like, he's brocking up. He's moving to everyone. Yeah, like, he's moving to everyone. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is, and it's always tricky when you're playing against a left footer because he can come inside. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
so was that one of the reasons why you was a little bit nervous knowing that you was coming up against him?
Not even so. It was part and parcel, innit?
Okay.
Because you got that element of, it's Wembley. Yeah. You don't want to lose. It's TV. You don't want to get dubs up. You know, like I said, because there's always that pride element from being from the ends. You don't want to, you know what I mean? And obviously then you're playing against someone who's on fire. Yeah. And you can't deny them that they're not on fire. Yeah. But one thing with me, I've always had that approach of, I don't really want to care who you are. So like some players, I may not even know their name because throughout my career, I've always said, I want you to know my name. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when managers may be saying, X, Y, and Z, this player, I'll say, just tell me his number. Yeah. Don't tell me his name. Because you start putting that too much in the head, you might feel a certain way and whatnot. Yeah. You know, so obviously then come the day of the game, like, again, once that whistle goes and you kind of get into the flow, because every game I kind of approach, you always got a bit of nerves. You know what I mean? Obviously, some will heighten more than others because of the type of game that it is. Yeah. But it's like, once the game's going, all right, cool. Just make sure you keep it simple and just express yourself when needed to be, you know? Yeah. Defend well and then express yourself.
So did you ever have any nerves when you played for Jamaica?
Yeah. That was a nerve still.
So you actually played for Jamaica. How many times did you play?
Played 2 games.
2 games. Yeah. Wicked, boy.
I think one was against Honduras. Yeah. And I think the other one might be in Guadeloupe. I can't remember. But the Honduras one was wicked. Yeah. It was a different experience. Yeah. Probably because you've gone to a different country. Yeah. Now getting escorted by police with straps. There's police with straps in man's hotel. Like everything's looking very gully. Like you're driving, you're seeing bare zinc fence and all of this stuff. Like I'm just used to it in Jamaica now. I'm not used to it in this Honduras.
Yeah.
You're arriving and man's hitting up the bus,
raw,
and it's like, oh my god. Then you see little spray writing on that. Remember, it's all different now. The stadiums are different. I'm like, damn, like this is different.
And how old was you at the time, roughly?
I had to be about 24 maybe.
Okay.
So I was at Yoba for 3 years. So it's about 24, 24, 25.
So it's still quite young.
Yeah. But that was a wicked experience playing over in Honduras. And then like the atmosphere is just completely different to like the English crowds. Like just the way they celebrate and whatnot. The Jamaica one, that was wicked.
Yeah.
Like Jamaica is just, for me, it's just like the best place.
Yeah.
No matter where I've been like Miami's and whatever, and like it never feels like you're able to fully relax like Jamaica.
Yeah.
And like even just hearing the crowd, they celebrate the smallest of things. A nutmeg you may feel like is a goal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like a man get a corner, they're playing rhythms quick.
See?
Half time, yeah.
Vibes, innit?
Vibes. Ninja Man's turned up. Yeah. I'm Ninja Man. And like there's DJing whilst half time's going off. Then you got next artist has come through and they're DJing on the like. It was just turn up on turn up on turn up. Like it's just full enjoyment. Yeah. But again, like you don't want to be that person to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think the good feel about that experience was that with all like the negativity that sometimes they try to throw on Jamaica, you get to see it's not even really like that.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? And also like it was actually nice to know that when you do get a victory or something, or you're in that position, that the whole country feels good.
Yeah.
And you have actually had something to do with
something,
it,
you played a part.
You know what I mean? Because the way all that negative light is thrown on them, and it's like, no, man, like people don't just want to live good and have enjoyment, and they're fully behind their team. And that was wicked to know.
That's wicked, man. That's wicked. So that game you played in Jamaica, did we win that?
I can't remember myself. It might have been a draw, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, it might have been a draw.
What was the professionalism like at that level? Was it any different to what it was like at Yeovil and Chesterfield, or was it?
Yeah, that was different still. I never forget them time there. I remember seeing the manager and a couple of the players exchanging BlackBerry pins. And I'm like, what's going on here, brother? Like, this is not... Because remember, like, in England, you wouldn't even call the manager, really. Do you know what I mean? And like, the man had a reason about, which gal them Lincoln, boom, boom. So I'm like, what's going on here? Like, this is different. But again, had to just take it for what it was, innit? And it just is what it was, innit?
What made you choose Jamaica over England?
Do you know what? It just got to a point where it's like, again, you just see reality and it's like, well, all right, like, I'm at this level right now.
Yeah.
Can I see this England thing happening? It's like, well, I'll have to continue playing and doing certain things and whatever.
Yeah.
So it could still happen. Like, you can never write it off. But I feel like because of like the way like man always embrace the culture and everything, like I'm just like, let's go, man. Because I feel like some of the times as well, a lot of players who can play for Jamaica will opt out of it because it's more of a likely that you're gonna get success with England or something.
Yeah.
So I kind of just felt like, you know what, like, let's just try and break that mold there, man, and just see if you can have an impact when you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I had a little injury afterwards, and that kind of kept me out for a little while.
Okay. Wow. Sorry to hear about that. But let's talk about you as the person now.
Actually, hold on. Let me just quickly touch on that.
Yeah.
So that injury situation was interesting.
Okay.
Because it got to a point, so it was an ankle injury.
All right.
Then I more or less got told I'm going to have to retire.
Oh, wow. So it was that bad? You just said I had a little injury that kind of set me back. I thought it was...
All right, we'll get to that now. Yeah. So boom, I'm thinking, all right, manager sent to me, boom. Like, so I had an operation.
Yeah.
Done my rehab for 6 weeks. Gone to train the first day. Gone to do a double session, second session. I feel my ankle again. I'm like, oh my gosh. Speak to the manager. They're going back and
where
forth.
was you at the time here?
Chesterfield.
At Chesterfield.
So they're just saying to me, boy, like, if you can't get through this, you're gonna have to retire. So I'm like, bruv, like, man, I'm moving like I'm lying about my injury or something and like. But then the manager gave man reassurance. Say, listen, like, I'm not saying that you're not injured. That's why I got a lot of time for Paul Cook. You know, like, so I'm not saying that you're lying about this. You know what I mean? But if like you can't get through the situation, you know, you might have to think about retiring. You know what I mean? And they spoke about, obviously, he's an assistant coach. Liam said to me straight, because I've been there before, man, where like there's an issue and people can't find the issue and whatnot, and it's feeling like, so they were very understanding within the situation, which was positive, because again, a lot of people do get written off. Yeah. You know, you're weak, you've got a weak mind and whatever. Long or the short, all it was, because I got flat feet, I needed insoles.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up getting insoles. I never had an issue again with my ankle.
Serious?
So really and truly, I didn't even need an operation.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? But so again,
how did you find out that it was the insoles thing?
Who did I see? I saw someone. I don't know who recommended me to this guy, but it was this guy. He works with like the Man United players. Yeah. I don't know if he still works with them now, but he used to.
He probably doesn't, considering all our injuries. But yeah, continue.
So like, I think he done a bit of work with England as well. So I met up with him. He prescribed me some orthotics. Then I met another guy called Stefan, who works for Core Health. And then he just changed everything about man's life, to be honest. I think if it wasn't for him, I think my career would have been done a long time ago. Serious. You know what I mean? Meeting him and meeting a guy called Derry Suter. Like, met Steph earlier, but the way he helped me understand how the body works. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And like, the body's always changing. Yeah. So, you know, if we're not really resetting our alignment, then there's always going to be pressure placed somewhere where the pressure shouldn't really be. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? So why a lot of players pick up a lot of knee injuries or just whatever kind of, could be hamstring pulled and stuff like that. Yeah. So meeting them helped change. And obviously I met Stefan, and Steph helped with all of that as well. And then I met another guy and then sorted out some different type of inner soles. And ever since then, so like these inner soles now, it in a sense tricks the brain, the texture of it, to make it feel like you're not wearing inner soles. Okay. You know what I mean? So now it's just like, cool. It's like, I can't do without them now.
Wicked.
So yeah, so anytime someone's injured and they're saying they're injured, please, because again, that could attribute to like
of course,
emotional and mental health situations. Yeah. Because if I actually gave up within that moment, God knows what could have happened. I might have just lost my head and
I'm guessing that's something that happens in football quite a lot, isn't it?
100%. Because I've seen it most of the time. Like even like my last few years, I'm like, hold on. This man's injured, and the way X, Y, and Z is dealing with him, I'm thinking, I've been there. Yeah. So I have to give man reassurance, like, yo, fam, like, I know something's up in it because I've been there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll pass on information and try to say, listen, see this person or whatever. If they want to see them, they want to. If they don't, they don't. But it involves going a distance, and sometimes man don't want to go a distance.
Do you think, so have you stayed relatively injury-free for the majority of your career then? Yeah. Do you think that has anything to do with your eating habits and stuff? Because obviously you've now turned vegan. As I said, turned vegan way before it was cool, people. Obviously everybody's trying to be vegan now, but you was doing this for a little while. Do you think that helps you with football?
Yeah, 100%. Like, you notice less niggles. Yeah. Increased recovery time. And you just feel good about yourself. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally just feel good. But then there's also an added pressure. Okay. Because of all of these attributes and because you're getting all these benefits, people want to see something happen.
Okay, yep.
Do you know what I mean? So within that time, I had I think two knee injuries. And I know one of them was down to the boots that I was wearing. I didn't want to give them up and they ended up big grip in it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then another one was a collision. Do you know what I mean? So that happened, and it was a bit frustrating because everyone looked past, okay, right, like, my man's trained every day, played all the games, and he's not going in the physio room. Yeah. Like, I wasn't going in the physio room, and I'm one of the elder players who technically should be going in the physio, but I wasn't going in. I'm training, doing whatever I'm doing, not even seeing the physio or know anything. But then obviously now when you get that one little knee injury, it's like, oh, like, here we go. You know what I mean? This vegan thing. But when it's going good, but again, that's always going to happen because again, you got the naysayers that are saying, "Oh, meat's the best way to go" and whatnot. Like I had an interview one time with some guy from Australia on BBC, and I was just going to talk about my experience. Yeah. And I've said about my experience and how I felt, and straight away it started attacking me.
Serious?
Like, well, Nathan's one of the lucky ones because you basically need meat to do this, and you need. And I was just like, and obviously because he's got like, I don't know what it is, them big PhD. I just saw them letters. He felt, you can see he felt like, a top dog. So I said, all right, listen, let's just keep it simple. Let's cut out the jargon for the people. The minute I'm like, well, technically, you've got a broker to get you the food that you want to eat. Yeah. So the broker meaning the animal, whereas the animal's going to source. So what if I'm going to source and getting everything I need from source and not going from secondhand information? What's wrong with that? Yeah. But by then, the host cuts off the show.
Oh, is it?
You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, we're going to take this to Twitter. I'm thinking, I ain't going on no Twitter to start.
Yeah. But that's what they want is the click.
Yeah.
The clicks, isn't
I ain't going on no back and forth. Like, because I know what's going to happen. Like, you're going to come with all your big, smart, little PhD words and all them thing there and feel like, you know what I mean? You're going to start moving a certain way. Yeah. So you ain't going to treat me like that.
Yeah. What was it like being vegan and with your football teammates?
Again, it's the same, like the little banter in it, but it started to sway because when certain men are picking up little niggles or they're like, oh, I feel tired. So for example, we might do like a double session. The man in Miami egg and mince or whatever, like for lunch. Yeah. Now I'm giggling because I'm like, I know this ain't gonna break down in time before we go back out. Do you know what I mean? Like, not giggling of the food in its sense, because I'm not laughing at no one's way they eat. Yeah. But I'm giggling at the sense like, we are out in a certain amount of time. Yeah. The body ain't breaking this down quick enough. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I've got a smoothie which I know is gonna get digested very much quickly within this hour and a half, and it's gonna refuel me very much quickly. Yeah. So I went wrong in my thinking. So now when we're gonna do our run or whatever, the second session, man, I'm like, oh, my stomach. So I'm like, bro, like I said, like, we can't be like professional footballers and not take account of like what we're eating at times. You know what I said? I'm not saying for you, man, to like try what I'm trying, but just think of like what you're eating and how long it's gonna take to digest. Like, pick your timings and you know what I mean? Yeah. So as time went on, smudger. Oh, what's it? Oh, yeah. See this vegan thing, cause boy, I might have to jump on it. Cause like little things like happening. So I started showing man like some of the protein that I was having, like the protein shakes, like Raw Sport. That's probably the only one that I would vouch for. Like the process that they go through. Cause I'm not really an advocate for protein shakes, but them man like they try and stick to as much respectable values and morals within their product, which is why, again, they don't pay me, but I have to just be honest and say their thing is proper. Okay. So I started showing the man them like, cool, could I have this? So some of them started trying it and they're like, yo, like, I feel good, I feel better, like, because the whey protein within the other thing makes my stomach feel like this and I don't get that with this. So it started catching on, you know, a lot more people started trying it out. Some started saying they were vegan and they may have went back a little while later, but I just said, stop saying that you're a vegan. Just get on with what you're getting on with because you're putting a lot of pressure upon yourself.
We're going to have to wrap up soon because I think I've overrun a little bit. This has been a brilliant conversation. There's still some more that I want to touch on. Tell us a little bit about One Nathan Smith. What is One Nathan Smith? What is it that you're doing? And also let us know, because you've got a new show coming out as well. Mm-hmm. Oh, again, picture perfect timing.
I like it. Your energy is flowing.
Yeah, I tell you see it. Talk to us.
So yeah, One Nathan Smith in its simplest of forms, we just provide transferable life skills, you know, mental health and well-being life choices. Yeah. You know, so we're going to the schools and again, we get them to understand the emotional side of life and how they can apply it to every aspect. So things that I've learned on the pitch, that I've had to learn to apply off it. Yeah. Things that I've had to learn off it and learn to apply on it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Which can be used in every aspect. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So we either have the life skill presentation or we also have the life skill presentation as well as coaching session.
Okay.
But within this coaching session, we apply like techniques to get the youths them to use their mind to solve problems and issues.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
So that's essentially what we need to do in life, isn't it? Is we're going to be presented with a number of problems along the way on our journey, and we need to solve them.
So there you go. So you got that there. That we like the winners package. So the first one will be the transferable life skills.
Yeah.
And the last one is the ultimate winners package, champion package, where we also include the media training.
Okay.
So we allow people to basically get an understanding of what it's like to be in front of that camera.
Yeah.
Having to answer certain questions, because a lot of the times we may not know how to conduct certain interviews. So we allow that, and we get them to record them, and they get to take it home with them as well. So
have you taken this to football clubs as well, or is it just in schools?
So it's just been in schools at the moment. I will get certain parts to football clubs, but at the moment it's just you know what I mean, like let me just maneuver with this right now, like I'm still playing at the moment, and people reach out to me, then so be it. But at this moment it's just been that.
And vegan food and vibes.
So vegan food and vibes, it's just simple, like raising awareness to healthier meals with fun and togetherness. So there'll be meat eaters on there, any kind of people will be on there. And it's just basically showing, like, listen, like we're not saying for you to change the way you're eating. We're not saying for you to change your foods or give up this or whatever. What we're saying is, listen, like, be aware to more healthy foods at the same time. If you want to eat meat, by all means, that's your choice. I can never turn around and criticize you, because I used to eat meat when I was younger. So I understand why we eat meat. I get it. I'll never, you know what I mean? So my thing is that there's a lot of obesity issues. There's a lot of health issues where the food is a key element to it. You know what I mean? Again, like when we talk about a bit more of the science level, when you understand that, you get to a clear indication of, okay, so for example, disease is basically a lower vibration.
Okay.
Now, when you're eating a lot of fruits and veg and stuff like that, it heightens the vibration. You know what I mean? So it's just being aware, a lot more aware to those kind of foods. So then we have the food show where, like I said, various people come on. So we'll either cook a smoothie. Cook a smoothie. We'll cook a meal, make a smoothie, or make a juice. Do you know what I mean? So then all we do is whoever's on the show, they're involved in it. They're involved in the process, so they're getting understanding. So a meat eater at home may see it and think, okay, you know what? If that meat eater likes this, like, let me try it. Like I said, we're not trying to make you give out anything, but it's just being more aware and try to help us make a bit more better choices at times. And then we have the experience, which is the experience of the whole vegan and the food and vibes experience. So cool, you get a 3-course meal, and then we have the vibe in the sense of a live band.
Okay.
So we have the band that comes down called Arms House from Birmingham, and just do their thing. You know what I mean? You feel the vibes, you get to experience the food and all the juices that we have, no alcohol. We bring the hydrogen water, which is an element that I'll do a show on as well, which people need to understand a bit more about the water element. So the hydrogen basically helps you just regulate your blood sugar levels, hydrates your cells at a more of a cellular level. So any mucus and thing that's within your cells, it helps to just purge it away a lot more quicker.
Those of you that are watching, you'll see Nathan's got this big bottle here with him today that I'm guessing has got water inside of it today. So all right, so probably the last, I've got a few more questions, just quickly run through. Do you have any regrets, Nathan, in terms of your career?
No, I don't. Everything's a lesson, innit? Before I may have, but when you learn that everything's a lesson, don't regret nothing. Wicked. So some quick fire questions and then we'll wrap up. Who's the most underrated player that you've played with? That I've played with. What, on a professional level?
Yeah. Or you can say otherwise, actually, because if he's watching this, it might make him feel good.
I've never even thought of this one before, I'm just trying to think back through the years.
We can come back to it.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
Who's the best player that you played against? or your toughest opponent?
You know what? One person I will always say is what's his name again, man? He used to be at Man United.
Okay.
But he was at Swansea on loan them times.
All right.
I can't remember what his name is. But the reason why I would say him is generally because I was new to the game. So the positioning aspect and all that, I was still getting to learn all of that. But if it's not him, I would say Puncheon, because Jason Puncheon, he was on the next thing them time. He was a man who would cut inside, and you give him that chance on the left foot when he's at MK or Plymouth, top corner. So it was always a battle, and like it was just good because within the battle you just got to build like a lot of respect amongst each other, and then afterwards become like good people, man, good friends.
Good stuff. What's one thing that you love about playing football?
I think the team winning, like just especially like if it's a hard game, and whether you win good, win clean or whatnot, like just seeing, I think, the aspect of people just working hard and trying to get that result and working smart.
And one thing that you dislike about football in the professional game?
I think definitely just by the way like some of the players are treated, to be honest. Yeah. There's that element there where it's just like, it's just a piece of crap. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, literally, some man just get treated like rubbish. And again, it's a lack of understanding of why that man's acting like that or whatnot. Like, and then some managers may just deal with them a certain way and just.
Okay. Any training tips for young players watching this that are trying to aspire to become a professional footballer?
Just get outside, man. Don't see no youth them outside no more.
Yep. This is a lot different than how it was in our day.
You see it, like, for example, I just want to see youths trying to hit that sign that says no ball games.
Yeah.
Like, they actually now listen to that.
Yeah.
Or they maybe just don't see it because they're just in their yard or whatnot. But just get outside and try your tricks, try your shots. Just go anywhere where you can try and do something to increase your game. You know, model whoever it is that you want to model, like whether it be your Neymars or your whoever's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just try and replicate that until you get it right.
Practice then. What's more important, mental health or physical health?
You can't have one without the other. We done say balance in life, innit?
There you go.
So you got the mental, and you got the physical, and you got the spiritual. You can't leave out any two of them.
Well, I knew what the answer was going to be, but we need people to hear it, because you know what I mean. What's the highest point of your career?
Do you know what? Like, sometimes I do say, like, cool, you're getting promotion and them stuff there. Yeah. Like, again, promotion, and the man them come into the game.
Yeah.
I feel like the highest point definitely was the part where I had to look after my mum.
Okay.
So there's a goal which I show them whenever I do a presentation. It was against Plymouth. And it's probably one of my easiest goals, to be honest. But not easy in the sense of the way of running, because the running part takes a bit of technique.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact to know that, all right, I've gone through all of that and still been able to balance everything.
Yeah. And push through. You know what I mean? Like, the other parts are all good. Like, every year kind of brings something rewarding at the same time. Like, wow, I actually gone through that. And whether it be just surviving relegation, like, it's a nice way, like, seeing everyone kind of like push together. But the mum one will always be the main thing. And the lowest point of
my career? Do you know what? It may have been, I think, Swindon. Yeah, I think it was my second season or whatever. I remember I made 2 mistakes.
Okay.
And I actually remember the pitch went from like this to like this. Literally. Geez. So when I think back of it, and I'm like, if like young players aren't being taught about the mental and emotional aspects, like it's hard to kind of come. You know what I mean? Like, imagine trying to maneuver now and you're feeling like this in your head, like really caged off. So, yeah, I think, I can't remember when it was, but I remember that was like a low point that I can kind of remember. But I don't know how I managed to get out of it. Well.
And the last one is, what advice would you give to a 10-year-old Nathan Smith?
Just continue to express yourself, man. Express yourself and just don't upset anyone. Like, yeah, simple. Like, express yourself. Because I think like when you're young, it's your time to learn, innit? Mm-hmm. And I feel that a lot of people get it wrong and they'll tell people off, like tell off the child. When it's in essence, they're just trying to express themselves and you just got to try and guide them in a way where they're understanding whether it's making X, Y, and Z happy.
Yeah.
Or not. But you don't want to limit their expression. Otherwise, it could be a key element that you're losing from the 10-year-old.
And I think that is a brilliant point to wrap up on. I'm a father, and as I said, my daughter's 8, and something like that really does make me think, because my daughter's very expressive. She's very creative, very imaginative. She's loud. And sometimes I do feel that I suppress that a little because it might not be the right time for you to do what you're doing and stuff like that.
It's just conversations though.
Exactly.
Like literally, I feel like you just got to draw them one side on a level and just reason.
Yeah.
Because that's the last thing you want. Like you say, she could have something gold in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Daddy moving a certain way could just suppress that. Exactly. Now she gets into the wider environment.
And it gets suppressed even more. And it gets
suppressed without you even doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that can cause another issue. Now she don't really want to talk to you because you don't want that element. That's why I say with my sister, for make sure I'm reasoning with her, innit? No matter what it is, when I have these combos, you get me? Like, obviously not very graphic, but I just make sure I have them.
Yeah.
So she's hearing X, Y, and Z from now.
Yeah.
So when X, Y, and Z does happen, or it comes to
she's prepared.
And like I said, whether you make the right choice or not, you made a choice from a position where you've got a lot of information.
Yeah, more understanding. Where can anybody find you then, Nathan? Or one Nathan Smith?
There you go. All letters, one Nathan Smith.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got the Vegan Food and Vibes, so both on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you got the website, onenathansmith.com.
Yeah.
And the Vegan Food and Vibes website soon come as well.
Wicked. I really enjoyed this today, man. I can't thank you enough for coming up here. This has been a lot longer than I anticipated, but that means it was a good discussion, man. I hope you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the views, guys.
And yeah, man, I look forward to having you on again at some point, man.
Views from the Sebs.
Yeah. Thanks again, man.
Respect, brother.
All right then.
Yeah.
Later.
All right, nice.